Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stories from an Ugly Childhood. Today's entry is titled In the Margins 3 Friendship is Magic, and it features my on again, off again relationship with a little gay dude from New Jersey that we will call Hammy for the sake of anonymity. So, um, I have been friends with this person since I was 13 years old, and he has called himself my best friend since then, but I stopped calling him my best friend when I was about 16 or 17, when um when I actually started to find really real friends. Um Now, the relationship I have with him is on again, off again because I guess trauma bonding. Um, he crosses my boundaries, I cut him off, and then I get sentimental and nostalgic, and I seek him out, and we start talking again, and then he crosses my boundaries, and I stop talking, and it's just cyclical. And most recently, we started talking again in 2022, tail end of 21, beginning of 22. It was a few months after my stent surgery, after, feeling my mortality and living with an embolism for so long. And, got a little sentimental, a little sad. So I reached out to Hammy, just to not have any painful crap before I drop dead. And yeah, up until a couple of months ago, it's been as you'd expect it to be. Very long, very nearly pointless conversations where I suspect I'm being lied to about 80% of the time for lack of him having something to talk about. Um, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't, it's at first it was like, oh, I really miss Hammy, and I hope he's doing okay. And I just, I wanted, I don't know, something more than what I got now, which is just a lot of wasted time and disappointment. But the last conversation we had, he, I guess he was feeling some sort of remorse, and he finally came out and admitted something that I knew the entire time he was lying about. Um, and now I'm going to tell you the story. So he recently admitted that um, my husband never hit on him. So when we were in our 20s, he came to visit when my husband and I first got married. We weren't even married a full year yet, and Hammy came to visit for a weekend, and he drank all the liquor in my house or apartment, um, caused like a havoc and a ruckus, and told my husband all of these deep dark secrets that I really, really wish he would not have, you know, come out and said. And then he stole at least $1,000 of my husband's import CDs. My husband is a music collector. He was, um, and Hammy rifled through all of his CDs, left all the cases, and stole all the CDs. And it's a totally long story that I'm not going to cover here, but I didn't find out about it for like a year and a half. Anyway, when he got home from the visit and called me to let me know he was safe, he spent at least half an hour of the phone call swearing to me adamantly with all of his chest that my husband was hitting on him and trying to hook up with him and touching on his leg and you know, trying to be inappropriate with him for the entire visit. Now, I know my husband. We didn't know each other very long before we got married, but I knew that my husband is very straight, and I also know that um, if my husband were to lean in that direction, a pockmarked, blonde haired, overly dramatic, feminine lardass would not be the person that he would have hooked up with. I knew. I knew that my husband didn't do that. I knew that Hammy was lying. I knew that it was all just him trying to make conversation, get attention, and be dramatic. I knew. Um, but when Hammy told me this a few months ago, you know, in his moment of remorse, he told me why he did it. He told me why. And the reason why is because he thought that I was fat and ugly and stupid and didn't have anything going for me. And he was jealous. And he didn't want me to have somebody that loved me, even though I was ugly and worthless and stupid. He didn't want me to be happy. And at the time that he did this, at the time that he told me this lie, he was living with an older gentleman that was extremely well off. He was a college professor, and was buying Hammy beautiful cars, and they had a beautiful, beautiful home, and Hammy's every need was taken care of. His education was being paid for, and they were going on beautiful, high class, expensive, elite vacations all over the world when Hammy was 27 years old. And I had just met this one individual who wasn't aiming to hurt me or take advantage of me or do anything terrible. He just wanted to love me. And Hammy hated that so much that he wanted to take it away from me. Even though he already had so much of his own, anything he could have wanted, Hammy had already. And he wasn't even going to do anything with my husband. He was just going to ruin my marriage and walk away laughing about it. That's all. And I haven't answered the phone for him since he told me that. And he's called quite a few times. It's been like 2-3 months now. He's called quite a few times. And he leaves these stupid little kitschy voicemails acting like he didn't just drop some horrible fucking truth bomb on me. Um, I really don't know what to say to him. I mean, yeah, fine. I forgive him because obviously it didn't fucking work. I'm about to celebrate 26 years of marriage to the same guy. I just don't. I forgive him, but I don't need to have him in my life. I don't need to waste any more time on small talk and bullshit. It's cool that he's finally sober and cleaned up and working a real normal person job and having his life together. That's wonderful for him, and I'm very proud of him for that. It's about time, but I don't have to be part of his life, and I really don't want to be. And I feel like shit for dropping this barrier again because you know I don't want to hurt his feelings. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be told, "Hey, man, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be your friend." I know what that feels like. It sucks, and I don't want to cause anybody pain. But I don't want to open myself up to any more wasted time or lies or pain or suffering or bullshit. I don't want that for me, and I don't want to accept it. And he needs to know why. And I can't just, I can't get somebody else to write me a letter. I can't write a letter. I have to tell him to his face. I have to tell him to his face. I don't know how, but I have to tell it to his face. All right, that's my fucking story. I gotta go. Bye.